Hello everyone. Have you ever thought about armpit shaving and how it got started? And what would an empowerment video like this have to do with shaving armpits anyway? Today I am talking about standard setting rules by which we govern our lives and the subtle yet powerful effects on our day-to-day lives, our businesses, and relationships that these have. If you think you're your own person, making your own choices in every area of your life, this video will either support your views or open your eyes about your actions and choices. So stick around to learn more about these standards and the rules and how we use them to expand our lives when they actually may be controlling or limiting us instead. Let's start with armpit shaving. It's a practice that many of us in the Western world follow without question. Yet there are so many other parts of the world where people are being successful, carrying on with their lives, being fresh and clean, playing, having fun, without shaving their armpits. But did you know it was popularized not for hygiene or personal preference, but for commercial reasons? Early 20th century advertisers started a razor campaign which targeted women, creating a need for smooth and hygienic underarms. This standard became normalized, and now it's so customary that many practice without even question. In some circles, people are even looked down on as not hygienic without evidence if they fail to comply. These rules create labels for judgment and separation, yet we all know from experience that shaving or not shaving your armpit doesn't control your hygiene. But this is just armpit shaving and how it got started. It's not about it, but it's a powerful example of how societal and family standards, often rooted in commercial and other interests, create controlling factors that dictate our behaviors and our choices. Yet it's up to us to pay attention and to make the change when needed. There are so many areas in our lives which don't even serve us, in which we embrace societal labels or rules that impact us in deeper ways and functions as mechanisms for control, judgment, and separation. I want to look at 3 of those. The first one, wrong and right. This is a deep one that is controlled mostly by our religious training, perhaps our school and society in general. Much like shaving our armpits, the labels of right, wrong, good, bad are all labels we use to embrace or expunge those from our societies who do not conform. We judge others at times, engaging in heated conversations, ruining relationships, and causing untold damage to people's morale and well-being. We ostracize people from our social circles, and we tamper with their sense of self. Some even go to the extreme of physical harm. But have you considered that by allowing others the freedom to be, that they in turn can give their best? They feel accepted, they feel a sense of belonging, and this enhances their personal lives, your business, and your relationships, creating happier families, businesses, organizational cultures, etc. And I'm not talking about dress codes and standards to address professionalism though, These standards can be easily included and may be necessary at times. But are your standards reasonable and unbiased against other cultures? And what drove your choice to believe as you do? Did it come from your internal guidance? What if we embraced others for who they are instead of who we want them to be, as long as their choices do not infringe on our safety and our goodwill, that is? Take a moment to reflect. How has your religious, cultural beliefs shaped your choices and how you treat others, regardless of their beliefs or choices? Are there areas in your life where you feel conflicted, restricted, controlled by these standards or rules? The second area is success metrics. It's a big one. In our business world, success is often measured by metrics like revenue and growth and market share. But who sets these standards? Are you striving in your business to meet a standard that someone else has set for theirs? Do your standards align with your values or your dreams and your goals? If not, this will lead to stress. It'll lead to burnout and a loss of motivation. You might want to take a look if you're feeling stressed and unmotivated. If your business is struggling, it is time to take that look and to examine what you believe is good business. Someone else's standard may not meet what you want for your life, nor where your spirits are guiding you towards. Most importantly, when spirit is in control, make no mistake, success is inevitable and will never likely look like the standards and rules that others are creating around you. So step back. Find a quiet place to reflect on your business, or even your professional life for that matter. Are you chasing success based on society's definition? Or are you aligning your goals with your personal values, your personal vision, and your personal guidance from your spirits? This is the only path to real fulfillment and satisfaction. The third area, self-worth. Children growing up in households are often told how they are valued. By subtly and overt standards of how they are treated, they determine their self-worth. Even in our organizations and our social circles, we find this happening. In education, we used to talk about the hidden curriculum. For example, educators and leaders and parents influence by what they say or do, or what they don't say or do. A prime example of this is in a classroom situation where children are called on to answer questions, and certain ones are called on all the time. The ones who are not called on may think they're not smart enough, and that's why they're not called on. Or in social circles, giving full eye contact to someone who is speaking and then not doing the same when others are speaking can send the message of non-importance. Imagine a child constantly growing to be compared with their peers or siblings and being told they're not good enough. They should conform to a certain behavior in order to be accepted. There are societal rules and decor, of course, to be followed. But this isn't the conversation that I am having here. Outside of that context, what is good enough? Who determined good enough? Who dares to set the standard for good enough? To what? And then to have our children believe in that? Over time, these messages can become ingrained, leading to beliefs of low self-worth and constantly feeling that one needs to measure up to be accepted. So, children do grow up to be adults who find themselves striving to fit in to be accepted, while still feeling void and empty inside. The only way to break free from this mental, emotional, and physical shackle of embracing others' rules about who you are is to do it. To break free, it's amazing. You will feel blessed, and nothing should be allowed to interfere with this because you are an amazing human being. Ask yourself, who or what shaped your beliefs about you, your self-worth, your capacity, your capability? When did you start accepting these as facts? Understanding that these standards can be dismantled is the first step to reclaiming your self-power and redefining your worth. So societal standards of mechanisms of control designed to force compliance and acceptance is not the way. They shape behaviors and choices, though. They limit freedom to express our true selves. And we adhere to these standards, we may feel a sense of security and a sense of belonging within the context of that, but at what cost? The cost of your full freedom of self-expression and who you were really meant to be. Is that worth it in your life, in your business, in your relationship? And here's a simple fact. Our relationships and our businesses will not flourish to their fullest when we have this lid placed on us. Breaking free from these constraints requires courage, though, and willingness to step outside of this status quo. So how do we break free? We have to dismantle the rules at the core to gain the freedom to explore and create, regardless of what others think. The answer lies in recognizing the subtle pressures and finding the strength to live authentically outside of those voices in your head that are telling you you will be ostracized. A real caveat, you may be, but oh, the freedom that awaits you on the other side is worth every bit of it. It is challenging to break free after so many years of acceptance and compliance with the peer pressures and the social circles reinforcing our choices. And it does feel scary, disconnecting from those societal connections and feeling isolated. Yet, at the core, though, if you're constantly trying to fit into these societal molds, ignoring your own internal guidance, you will never feel right about who you are. That, to me, is worth every effort to break free. When you are truly being who you're meant to be, your tribe will come. The people who identify with you will find you. Otherwise, you'll be constantly unhappy with those you're attracting, and they will feel a bit off with your vibe. I know what that feels like. I've been there for years in the past. So, what can you do to overcome this and to start living authentically? I'm going to share with you 3 practical steps that I have taken that help me break free from these standards and rules. Notice and acknowledge. The first step is to acknowledge these standards existing and recognize how they make you feel and the choices that you are making as a result. If they empower you and cause you to feel at your best, then there's nothing to change. Otherwise, though, pay attention to the moments of discomfort or uneasiness inside. Acknowledge those feelings without beating down on yourself or judging yourself. This awareness is the first step towards reclaiming your freedom. Reflect on your beliefs and your values. Have you received guidance or impressions to choose other than what you're choosing now? What is stopping you from doing it? Take time and explore to understand your beliefs and your values. Ask yourself, why do you hold certain views, and whether those views truly resonate with who you are. Journaling and discussing these thoughts with a trusted friend or a coach can help you to identify which standards are genuinely yours if you're having issues doing so. The third one, visualize your authentic self coming into fullness. Imagine yourself in social circles, just being you. Picture the people around you fully embracing you. What are you saying? What are you doing? What are you wearing? Visualize it all repeatedly. This mental rehearsal will build your confidence and prepare you for the next real life interaction. It may not go as smoothly as you envisioned at first when you step into those social circles, but this is the time to keep going. You're building a habit, which takes time. At the end of the day, debrief and record in your journal about your experiences and your reflections. Then plan about what you will change for the next time. Keep repeating the steps. From my personal experiences, I will share that there is joy to anticipate once you're able to feel fluid and confident. And yes, it did change a few of my relationships, but I would never trade it for my increased sense of self, and that I no longer felt like I was hiding, and those who needed to fall away did, and they will for you. Make room for those who are coming who align for your tribe. It will allow you to make room for your tribes. You will feel so much better about being who you are rather than who you are unsuccessfully trying to impress others that you are. In closing, remember, challenging and redefining societal standards or rules is a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. It allows you to live a life that's truly yours, guided by your own aspirations and spirits. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, please share and subscribe for more insights on living authentically and breaking free from limiting beliefs. Until next time, stay true to yourself and keep exploring your path. Bye for now.